He stays up for 20 hours straight to raid.
Yeah. And then the other question becomes, what if a hurricane hits Chicago and Hare is, we're 3 bosses in and Hare loses connection. Okay. So if Hare's suddenly out of that raid because he's lost his internet connection and we have to ask somebody to come in.
I'm more worried about the hurricane in Chicago.
Hey,
well, for one.
New environmental issues.
If Hare sends me a picture of himself underwater, I say he keeps his points.
Yeah, I agree.
No, he keeps his points from when he was there. So Hare got 100 points for the first 3 bosses.
Yeah,
whoever
I'm not in
replaced
Chicago.
Hare from Paimon, I know. Paimon comes in because he's not, I don't know, whatever it is. He comes in. He's missed those first 3 bosses. He does not get points for those first 3 bosses.
Yeah, if I sub for Hare, I get his points.
But he will get points for the next 7. So it balances out. And those are going to be the rare occasions too.
Yeah, but, if someone is losing
you don't get points for not showing up. Yeah, bench may be a different occasion. But, for if someone loses connectivity, if somebody gets called in, they get points for the time they're playing. They don't get points just because they, happen to be awake. That's not what we're looking for. Now, if they happen to be awake and say, I'm going to be on bench, I don't mind that idea at all. That makes sense. That means they're online and they're getting a certain amount of points just for being present. They could be questing, they could be farming nodes, doesn't matter, but they're available in the event we need them. I don't see that being a real common event, but that is potential.
So look, if somebody bugs out in a raid or something, what we're going to need from them is a documented letter from either their physician or their ISP.
So real quick, we did have a question from one of the guildies, and this is regarding a previous GDKP loot rule. Are we going to reset points when a new raid tier comes out?
No.
Why would we? So from my understanding, and it's been a while,
right? Immediately.
So this is from my understanding. It's been a little while. Correct me if I'm wrong. The reason why a lot of guilds did that is because otherwise, right before the new raids come out, people would save all their points, and everybody would be maxed out at 10K. And as soon as we get into the new one, it becomes crazy because everybody's bidding on their max points.
Well, then they lose their max points immediately.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like an economic decision? Like, congratulations, you spend all this time farming for, you're like, I want this one item in phase 2. You get that one item in phase 2, congratulations. Everybody else now has everything else that you didn't get. I think
if somebody wants to blow their load on a single item, I don't view it as the worst thing ever.
It's a capitalistic decision. I think it's fine to keep it going.
It is a capitalistic decision. You're probably going to get called out. If we're dragging you through car every week and you're still in heroic gear and everyone else is geared up, so you're just getting a ride.
I doubt if that actually happens. I think that would be kind of cringe. If that actually happens.
You're probably removed from the raid group.
I want to point out something, okay? I want to point out something. And I'm not saying it's going to happen because I'm thinking most of us are ethical. But what can happen, okay, is that let's say us high rating members are here and a new person joins. And, I get it that we should have priority over the new person, but it's going to make it harder to recruit. But you can end up actually rigging it to where you can talk to each other and be like, hey, don't spend your max points on this. This person only has 2,000 points. Spend 3,000. And then for the next item, you spend 3,000. So they will never get that thing.
And that's part of the GDKP game that gets carried over into this. We can discuss that, but it's generally, I've not seen that as a problem. I've not had that because people go after gear.
But
there is a potential problem with it, which one of the people in the chat has been talking to me about it, and I kind of concur. So, I think we might have touched upon it when I wasn't paying attention, about the effect of different characters, like the TKP points are just character bound or account bound. But here's a good example where this could be an issue. Say we have raid groups where we start having people fall sick, fall out, do whatever, schedule change, whatever it could be, and we need to start filling positions. or better case scenario like Shaman. People are going to want to play Shaman, but unless you're hardcore dedicated, might take a month or two. How are these people going to be changed by the fact that they're essentially going to come into raids with new tunes currency-wise, and then everyone else can just buy whatever they want, and they're just kind of forced to suck it up and get scrapped?
That's the whole point.
You got a month of pre-patch if you really want to get in level 70 ASAP. I mean,
you'll get just buy the 58 character boost for starters.
Well, you can't buy the
58.
You can't buy that.
Yes, you can.
So far, the notes are that you can buy them for Blood Elves and for Draenei. They did not specify that you can't do it for Shaman or for Paladin, respectively, but it appears as if they have been enabled. For now, the indicators are that they will be allowed for those.
I mean, from what they put in the notes on Battle.net, on the whole thing, they are not allowing it. That was Blizzard. That was on Battle.net. They're the 58 only works for not Blood Elf and not Draenei. So you have a month.
They specifically said you can.
Just like 2 days ago, they said that it was.
2 days. Yeah,
just recently they updated it. You can now. They said first they said no.
The truth.
And back to the point. So a tune comes in 3 months into the expansion, 2 months in the expansion, and they've got very few currency points. Well, that's still not as big of a deal because other people already hopefully have the gear they want.
Exactly.
And if that one item has never dropped, that Maladeth just has never dropped in 4 months, and Ark's sitting there for 4 months waiting for it, I feel that's Ark's chance to burn that money or burn those points because he's been there cranking on it. And the new guy, because he's coming in a couple months late, those points are cheaper. Maladeth's dropped every single week. Everybody who wants it's got it. It's a cheaper item. We don't care. That's the whole point. And that's why recruiting is not the end of the world, because recruiting even new people to come in, that balances out really fast. Or if someone, like I said, hates playing their warrior, hates playing their warlock, whatever it is, it balances out much faster than you think it does, because people are going to spend their points.
They spend their points, and then you are the one high in points now, and you get the chance to buy it next time. They don't have points to go in there. So it really is like a rolling thing. Like they've spent it, and it's mine next time.
I just want to
no different than SR.
I kind of want to semi-respond to the specific question that Bill asked in regards to alts, and then I don't want to shut down questions, but there are more loot systems to discuss, and I kind of want to move to the others because we've had a lot of questions on this one specifically. And engagement is good, but I would like to talk about them all, and then my girlfriend's waiting to talk to me, so I won't keep her for too long. Anyways, if I want to keep the girlfriend, I have to talk to her eventually. Anyways, so to specifically answer your question, Bill, the short answer is that if you have the physical time to raid on multiple characters each week, you can generate points on multiple characters each week. We don't want that to escalate to a degree. I'm speaking for people that I assume agree with me, but they may have different opinions. We don't want it to escalate to a point where someone is raiding on 8 characters and then they have a shit ton of points across their entire account and other people are losing raid spots. But I think if we get that far, we'll deal with it. But for now, I think having an alt in another raid group is relatively inconsequential. So if you wanted to raid on 2 characters, I don't see any issues with that. Generating points in 2 characters won't negatively impact you. It's just twice the time commitment. So
we're guaranteeing a spot for every person. There is not going to be guaranteed a spot for any alt. But there's also not going to be any rule currently saying you can't bring an alt to a raid. If there's a spot, you can do it as long as nobody's being cut out of a spot.
And also, I just want to add real quick. Probably by April, this
Oh, that's gonna be the end of the stream. We'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe I'll try streaming a different game tomorrow.